uplifting the 13 principles and national demands of Black Lives Matter at School in preparation for the Black Lives Matter at School Week of Action, February 6th through February 10th. So no matter if this is your 6th, 4th, or first time participating in this week of action, you are in the right place as we come together today. So continue to drop in the chat your title or role, location, and pronouns. We will continue to use the chat throughout today for comments, questions, and collaborations. Berkeley, California, Howard University, Brooklyn. Wonderful, wonderful. Mesa, Arizona. Thank you all for being here. We're excited to be with you today. So as we prepare for today's events, we want to share a little bit of what you can expect while we are together. Drawing your attention to our agenda, you are in the right place right now. We're here for welcome and opening remarks. And as you can see, we have a stacked day, 2 sessions of workshops that will be 50 minutes each. And then don't forget that this afternoon as we close, we'll be hosting an optional group discussion by grade level to continue to think about and dream into all that you are learning and taking away. And as we are together today, if you hear a great idea or you yourself have thought of a great idea, use the hashtag BLM at school and tag DC AESJ on Twitter. Resources will be shared following today's events, so don't worry if you missed that quote or if you missed that book, video, or other medium that someone might have shared. We'll be sending a follow-up email with those resources following today's experience. And we wouldn't be here without our presenters. Thank you for sharing your expertise with us today as we continue to support and provide opportunities for educators to enter into Black Lives Matter at school. Let's also give a moment of gratitude to Joyful Signings, our ASL interpreters for today's events. Thank you, Crystal Hardy, Shannon Morrison, John Collin, Drew Davis. My name is Keesha Ceran. I'm the Associate Director of Teaching for Change, and I'm excited to be your MC for today's activities. At Teaching for Change, we help students uncover the truth about history and their vital role as informed and active citizens of the world. As the lead coordinating organization of the DC area's Black Lives Matter at School Week of Action, again, welcome. Many thanks to our organizational endorsers who amplify, host, or co-host events during the Week of Action and Year of Purpose. And thank you, educators, for being present, for seeking justice, and your commitment to inspire the next generation to change in the change they seek in the world. We are grateful for the leadership of the National Coalition of Black Lives Matter at School and welcome 2 of their representatives to share some brief remarks. Chanel Hurt and Nkenge Robertson are representatives of Black Lives Matter at School.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Chanel. I use any pronouns. I'm from Virginia, so I feel a bit closer to home with you all. But it's great to use the the 4 demands and 13 principles as an entry point, whether it's your first time doing this or if it's been a practice in your lifetime for a while now. To me, curriculum is bringing the histories and cultures of our students and our communities into the classroom and using that to define how and what we teach in education spaces. The principles and demands show up somehow for all of our students. So let's discover that and bring them into these spaces. These curriculum fairs are amazing because every year they relate us to what is happening in and outside of our classrooms in our current time and space. And not only that, but how we've gotten to this point and what's led up to these moments.
Hi, everyone. My name is...
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
A mentor impressed on me the definition of safety to be agency and self-determination. And I think that's really the goal. It's the reason for the development of our 4 demands, reason for adopting the BLM Global Network's guiding principles. And it's so that students can have safety and security in schools. It's our responsibility to create the spaces and ways in which children can be their free selves, and which their bodies aren't attacked, their actions aren't policed, and their beings aren't dismissed, in which they have the right to learn about where they come from and how they became to be who they were, who they are, and who they will be. And we can't put that on others. We have to do it within ourselves and with each other. I want to look at our new curriculum resource guide and just mention that. It helps us to build the confidence in our politics and our own philosophies so that we are not simply repeating what others say, saying what we think we should say, or copying and pasting notes and lesson plans from our resource guide and simply repeating them. But we're participating in a process in which we embody this lifetime of practice, in which we personally evolve and collectively raise our consciousness. And the new platform, I think, really lends itself to that. It helps us visualize the intersectionality and commonalities of our demands and principles. It helps us to do the practice of connecting the dots ourselves, reminding us that our histories are not single, separate, random occurrences of events, but multiple interwoven histories that make one constant struggle for freedom, self-worth, and self-agency. Thank you. And Kinge?
I'm sorry, I was still on mute. Thank you so much, Chanel, for that introduction. My name is Kimberly Robertson, pronouns she, her, hers. And I just want to start off with saying thank you. Thank you to everyone taking up the time to be here during this curriculum fair. Thank you for wanting to do this work, being authentic and vulnerable as you're doing this work. And I want to give a special thank you to those who constantly do this when it's not even just a week of action, right? Making this a part of who you are as an educator. Being sure that this is what the foundation of your classroom or the space that you take up with youth or the space that you take up in your community are filled with. So many times when we go over, we think about Black Lives Matter and the principles about what this means, we can kind of focus on this one week, but not really thinking about how can I make sure this is something that's happening every day? How am I showing up as my true self so that my students, those who I come in contact with on a day-to-day, are able to see this as well? It's deeper than just a hashtag, right? It's deeper than just being here, but being conscious and making a conscious effort of doing this day in and day out, even when the work gets hard. So I want to say thank you. I want you all to be sure that you all are taking a look at the curriculum and looking at the new innovative ways that we have created it so that you all are able to pick and choose where you want to start at. We have more longer guidelines and we have more longer guides. So you can say, okay, maybe this does not work. So let's add this. And giving you all variant options. So I want to say thank you for creating a humanizing space and wanting to do the most challenging work, but yet the most needed. So from Black Lives Matter at School, we want to say thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Chanel and Nkenge, for your leadership in the National Coalition and setting the tone for the importance of the work we are here for today. It is my pleasure to introduce two of my colleagues and the coordinators of today's and other DC area events. Please welcome Vanessa Williams and Kimberly Ellis.
Hi all, and thank you again for joining us today. The DC Area Educators for Social Justice team is thrilled to host you. As a site for DC area-based Black Lives Matter at School, the DCA ESJ team maintains lines of communication with the BLM at School team, facilitates events, and helps create and share out resources for BLM at School. We're dropping a link in the chat with those ready-made resources and recommendations for your classrooms, including lessons, books, teaching stories, and more. I must acknowledge that while our team reports and supports a lot of social justice education work in the DC area, the folks that drive it are educators involved in our pre-K through 12th grade working groups. You can read more about them using the link in the chat. Since 2019, they've met monthly to sharpen their social justice teaching practice and carried forward Teaching for Change's DC area professional development, events, and programming, including the work we do in support of Black Lives Matter at School. All three working groups recently hosted an open meeting for any DC area educator interested in preparing for this year's week of action. Meeting at a local preschool, they grounded themselves in the guiding principles and national demands and engaged in visioning and curricular planning for the week of action and year of purpose.
This planning meeting was integral to a large part of DC AESJ's ongoing work, telling the stories of teachers, highlighting examples of social justice teaching. We've documented several stories over past weeks of action, showing how local educators have committed to uplifting the guiding principles and demands of the Black Lives Matter at School movement in their schools. Over the years, teachers have shared stories where students have used photojournalism to expose social injustice and tell Black stories that center Black humanity. They've studied the role of young people in the civil rights movement to learn about the principles of restorative justice and loving engagement. Critical classrooms have analyzed the Tulsa race massacre and the socioeconomic impacts on the Black community. They've taught consent by centering empathy in early childhood classrooms and explored Afrofuturism ideals through experimenting, constructing, and creating mixed media pieces. There are so many stories of educators in classrooms of all ages and subjects exploring the principles and demands of the BLM at School movement. We'll continue to document powerful teaching stories happening in the DC area this year as well. Please see the chat for more information on how to have your story shared. In addition to documenting the impactful teaching stories happening during the week of action, we'll also be hosting events during the week, including a Reconstruction-focused conversation and the Unapologetically Black Educator Story Lounge. We encourage you, wherever you're located, to learn more about what week of action events may be happening near you, or to even consider planning one. That isn't relegated to just the week of action, but an ongoing year of purpose. In addition to the week of action, the BLM at School movement has expanded to include a year of purpose, where at the center is reflection, challenging educators in particular to persistently center Black lives in the classroom. Please see the chat for more information from BLM at School National about the year of purpose, including self-reflection questions.
Please give it up again for these incredible leaders who inspire our commitment to Black Lives Mattering at school. Throughout today's experiences, you will be exposed to resources to inform your curricular ideas throughout the week of action and/or year of purpose. You will see links to Padlets being dropped in the chat for you to see content, add comments, and share your lessons and other ideas as you plan. Educators in previous curriculum fairs and through working groups have curated a collection of ideas, media, and other complementary resources to encourage many entry points of engagement with the 13 principles and national demands. We will give you a few minutes to explore. Again, you can drop your comments, you can add your own lessons. I saw many of you sharing how you engage in the 13 principles. So if you have those lessons handy, you can use those as well. And don't worry, again, these resources will be shared with you following the event. We just want to give you a little bit of time to connect in them now. So as you can see, you can select one or many and bookmark the Padlets that make the most sense for you. And hold on to those throughout today as you're in different workshops and you hear different opportunities and experiences that educators are providing. Add your content and resources as you explore those Padlets. And we'll give you a few moments so that you can get acclimated and hold those close as we continue to prepare for today's events. I'm seeing some great comments in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank all the educators who contributed to those resources. I hope that you will continue to add your resources. We know that you all are doing some great work or have ideas, questions, curiosity. So please share the successes, the lessons learned, and other resources that can continue to help us and help you build the experiences that you desire to uplift the 13 principles of Black Lives Matter at school. We'll continue to give you a few moments as you engage in the Padlets. Yes, and seeing some questions in the chat, we will be sharing these and other resources with you following this day's event. So please take a look for your emails, and then you'll be able to see all of the links and resources that we've been sharing this morning and resources that will be shared in the workshops this morning as well. Seeing some friends of Teaching for Change, friends of educators, thank you for being here this morning. We're grateful for your leadership and your expertise as you continue to support the work of educators across the country and globally. So I know that might not have been enough time to get acquainted with all of the resources listed in the Padlet, but keep those tabs open, drop your comments, drop your resources that you've been using in your classrooms, your questions, your curiosities. Again, keep putting those comments in the chats. Give space for collaboration as we continue on with today's workshops and other pieces for the events. We also encourage you to join us at the optional debrief, where you'll get a chance to continue to engage with the Padlets as well. We will now prepare to log into our first sessions. So again, remember that you can access these workshops through your Eventbrite page or the emails that you have received today. And the links will be dropped in the chat, so you can have access to those as well. Our workshops will begin promptly at 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, are 50 minutes. So we have two sessions, 12:05 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Eastern. Throughout today's events, please don't forget to use the hashtag BLM at school and tag @DCAESJ on Twitter. And as always, we love to give resources to educators, but you have to fill out the evaluation. So before you leave the last session today, please make sure you take that time to fill out the evaluation. Again, share questions, comments, resources, and you may receive a book to uplift the 13 principles of Black Lives Matter at school. It helps us also improve our workshops and experiences, so we also take your feedback to heart. Thank you, and enjoy the next workshops and sessions that you'll participate in.